the loosest lunch in town this Tuesday afternoon, still to come. We find out if this Brit actor reckons he's any good in his latest TV drama, The Reckoning. It's Max Beesley. Competition time now, and if you're more skinted than minted, then we could have the answer to all your money problems. We are giving away a bank-busting £25,000. For a chance to win, all you have to do is get this question right. Of luck. According to the papers, all of the royal wedding invites have been sent out, so if yours hasn't arrived, then you're not going. But no, ours hasn't arrived either. It seems that some of those who have received an invitation still aren't very happy because they haven't been allowed to bring their partners. So would you go to a wedding if it was a -1 rather than a +1?
That one, definitely. I'd go if it was a half an invitation.
You'd only need a half.
I'd only need a half, yeah. I could squeeze room for a small one. Weddings and things like that, I think, are different to your average dues, and I wouldn't go without Paul. And most people that know me know Paul and would invite both of us. Work dues, though, you very rarely get to take a +1, and it really infuriates me. And a certain amount of works dues you have to go to because they're works dues, and I do the bare minimum. Because if I can't go with Paul, then you're at work enough without the family, so it's quite nice to sort of get home when you can.
I think that's a bit pathetic.
I don't.
What are you?
I don't.
Oh, mother unit! If I get an invite and it's just me, well you can just get on.
You eat enough for two. She's tall enough for two people.
All right. If I get an invite,
What about kids?
It's the big deal about this. If you get invited, just go along and have a good time and celebrate the fact you can get a bit drunk and no one can see.
No.
And there'll be no recriminations when you get home.
But who's going to carry you home? And also, this thing about not kids at weddings is when it does get my goat.
I completely agree with that.
If I've got to buy a present, pay for accommodation and travel, you can have my kid. Weddings are expensive to go to.
No kids and no partners if it's no dogs.
I think if it's... well, I wouldn't go to a wedding on my own, no, without Mark, because I find them, mostly boring, all them speeches and everything.
It'll be different when it's yours, Carol.
Yeah, mine won't be boring.
If you've got kids, you can leave early.
He's going to suffer as well, so he's coming along with me, otherwise I'm not going. And as for kids, I definitely wouldn't have kids at my wedding. I'm not going to have kids.
Mark?
I'm not. No, because the thing
Mark
is...
not allowed.
It's my wedding. It's my wedding. It's our wedding, and we will have who we want there.
Yeah.
And
it's about you.
You
at
didn't
the end
have
of the
kids
day.
at your wedding. Why
Just
would you
my
have
own,
kids
very
running around
modern.
up down the aisle, ruining everybody's
But it's a
fun.
family
Like I
day.
say, just my own.
It is a family day, isn't it? And if you don't,
not.
it is. Weddings and funerals are about families.
It's not your family day. It's my
It's
family
not a free
day.
day out for your kids.
Hang on. We talked about dogs earlier, getting so high-pitched. There were dogs around the country. Keeping with the whole wedding thing, but moving it on slightly, there's a survey out today, there's a wedding news. A study carried out by First Bank Direct has found that more than a third of couples now shun the traditional wedding gift list and ask for cash instead. But 39% of people asked say that cash is too impersonal a gift to give. Would you be happy to, sign a cheque over, or even some invitations just have the bank details on? Would you be happy about that?
Really impersonal. And after all, if they're going to have a wedding, is it a business transaction or is it a celebration? I find that really funny. Having said that, recently I've been invited to a few weddings where they don't have the traditional wedding list. Nowadays, a lot of people ask you to give donations to charity. Well, that's fine, and I think that's all for a good cause, although I did get at the hump last year when a very well-known friend got married and I wrote a very big cheque to a charity and I didn't get a thank you note. That's a bit...
Well, you did in the end.
I did after I'd had a moan, yeah. And he said... what he said was, "Oh, Janet, we're going to send out the thank you notes with photos for the wedding reception." And after I'd waited 4 months, rung him up and had a moan that I hadn't had the thank you note, he sent a really horrible picture of me looking a bit pissed and fat at the reception and wrote thanks on the back.
And
Do you mean
apologise for the language there as well. Sorry.
The other wedding thing that I found really entertaining was Elizabeth Hurley's, where she had a wedding list at Harrods and I bought her a sheep.
Can you get
ask
sheep
why.
at Harrods?
You get everything at Harrods.
Well, Elizabeth Hurley was stocking up her organic farm.
Was it a live one, or was it just
I bought
joint?
a live sheep. I don't know if they call it Janet or who's got it in the divorce, but there is now a sheep.
I think the whole wedding list thing is so old-fashioned, you know, because people used to, you know, in the olden days, they used to meet, used to get engaged, and they used to get a house, and it was empty, there was nothing in it. So there was a good reason to have a wedding list and people to buy them toasters and stuff like that. Now people have got everything, and I just think, you know, most of my friends who get married have got beautiful houses with beautiful things in, and I think to myself, I'm not going to refurbish your house for you. If you want me to come to your wedding and you be honest about it, I'm not going to give you money. Just sell tickets, because it's much easier. It's much more honest. Because what they're saying is,
Can I buy a ticket for our kids?
what they're saying is, you can come and drink all my booze and we'll entertain you. You can come and celebrate with me, but I want you to buy me something in return, because I'm paying for everything. But if you just sell a ticket, people don't have to come and they don't feel bad about not buying you a present.
Do you know what? That's very true. But I think...
Roll up, 50
The problem, I think, stems from the fact that people are greedy with their weddings. People want great big weddings like they see in the magazines, and the people in the magazines aren't even paying for them themselves anyway. So people have great big weddings and they think, well, I'll do all the money on the wedding and everybody else can pay for the honeymoon.
Yeah, that does happen.
My feeling is, if you know someone well enough to invite them to your wedding, you should trust that they know you well enough to pick a present for you. That's my feeling. Have a smaller wedding.
You might end up with a lot of stuff that you don't want then. You see, my idea is this. I'm not going to have a wedding list, definitely. I might have a wine list. And then people can look on the wine list and think, oh, I'll buy her that, but, you know, different prices.
I wonder why, Carol.
Go to the off-licence and just write a wine list.
My sister gave me an ironing board. I don't know what she was trying to say.
What about the notion that, you know, I can appreciate what you're saying, especially, you know, people are starting a second time round and what have you, or have already moved in together. But the idea that maybe you can give someone a choice, because I know when I got married again, it's coming up to 2 years now, we weren't going to bother, but people were asking us, well, what do you want? We were saying, no, it's fine. No, we want to get you something. So in the end, we just set up a thing saying you can get us some gift vouchers and we'll kind of sort out later, or get us nothing, which we don't mind, or give money to a charity. So there was options there, but we genuinely didn't mind if people didn't get us anything at all. We just minded if they brought their kids.
If you're buying a ticket, you can buy one for your kid, can't you?
But do you know, some department stores, they do, and I know this for a fact, I know someone who used to work in a wedding list department, and she said that people come in, and what the store does is just generate a list, just a list of anything. You know, they don't go in and choose it, but then people buy things off the list, they pay for them, so the money goes into a pot, and then the couple go into the store and just spend the money on whatever they like. You know, clothes, shoes, handbags, whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, no, and that happens. That's why, you know, never trust a wedding list.
Oh!
Wine list is different.
Yeah. I'm getting you a bottle of lager then, Carol.
Thanks, that'd be nice.
Right, talking of weddings, it's now only just over 2 weeks until Prince William and Kate Middleton's big day. And in the run-up to the royal wedding of the decade, we are running some special polls to find out what you think about the forthcoming nuptials. Now, new questions have been added just today, so log on to our website to find them, itv.com/Lusumin. The results of the polls will be discussed on the programme in the near future. Time for a quick break before we catch up with actor Max Beesley about his latest deep, dark drama. It's called The Reckoning. First, though, have a look at which lovely ladies will be waxing lyrical with us tomorrow.